If, take for instance, this question is the best way to know how intimate you are with your spouse. If your spouse is going through challenges, who do you think is the first person they will tell things? We are talking about intimacy in marriage. Intimacy in marriage. What is intimacy? Intimacy, another word for intimacy is closeness in marriage. Another word for intimacy is what? Closeness in marriage. Closeness in marriage. Now listen, there is one area in life you must always keep in check. Listen to my words. There is one area in life. There may be other areas, but the area of intimacy and closeness in marriage is one area in marriage you must keep in check. Did you hear me now? You must what? Keep in check. You must always go back, go front, go back. You must always go through it and check it if it is still intact. Intimacy, closeness in marriage, your relationship, your closeness, the closeness of a woman and a husband, you must always keep it in check. You must what? Always keep it what? In check. You must always keep it in check. You must always try to overhaul it, look at it very well. Once in a while, you go back to it and you sit down and consider: do I still have this intimacy, this strong intimacy with my wife? Do I still have this intimacy with my husband? Is there still this intimacy, this closeness? Many people are married, but they are not married. Many people are living together, but they are just neighbors. Many people are living together, but they are principal and student. You know, principal and student, where the principal is the autocrat and the student must take over. Your relationship, the intimacy between you and your spouse is something you must always what? Keep in check. Intimacy in marriage. A marriage where there is no intimacy, everything becomes a problem. A marriage where there is no intimacy, sex will no longer become something that helps, that renews and revives love. Intimacy. Now listen, intimacy, there are different areas where intimacy, you look at intimacy, you look at closeness in the close relationship of spouse in different dimensions, in 4 major different dimensions in your emotional life. That area you must look at it. How close are you to your spouse emotionally? How close are you? Okay, I think let me use the word closeness now. How close, how intimate are you to your wife, to your spouse emotionally? How close, how intimate are you to your spouse physically? How intimate, how close are you to your spouse mentally? How close are you to them spiritually? Intimacy. If the love in marriage, if you will keep smiling in marriage, you must be intimate. You must learn to develop intimacy in these 4 different dimensions I talked about. You must what? You must learn to develop intimacy in these 4 different dimensions I talked about. Emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. There are people that even if you don't have any, you must have at least 3. You should be more closer to your spouse than any other person. You should be more closer to them than any other thing. This is a character we must learn to develop. This is what a character you must learn to develop. If they ask your spouse, for instance, this question is the best way to know how intimate you are with your spouse. if your spouse is going through challenges, who do you think is the first person they will tell things? Okay, let's ask the question in this other dimension. Take for instance, your spouse is going through some spiritual challenges. Who do you think is the first person they will talk with? If you are not the one, you have failed in that area. If you are not the one, you have failed in that area. If your spouse is going through some physical challenges, if your spouse look at themselves and begin to say they are no more beautiful, if they begin to look at them on a low esteem and begin to look at them as if they worth nothing else, and if they look at themselves like that, who do you think is the first person they will complain to? Are you the one? Who? If you are not the one and you are married, you have failed. You have what? You have failed. I've talked about spiritually now. If take for instance, okay, let's talk about emotionally now. In the emotional life of your spouse, in the emotional life, take for instance, your wife is going through her period. I'm trying to use that one now. Your wife is going through her period and she's feeling so bad. She's feeling so down. She's feeling so negative. She's feeling as if she wants nothing. In her emotional life, in the emotional life of your husband, when he begins to look at himself and begin to feel, I think I don't know. I just feel I am not worth it. I am not worth it. I'm not worth to be a man. I'm not worthy to be a man. When in their emotional life, who do you think they can rely on? Is it you? If it is not you, you have failed in that area. You have failed mentally. Will they talk to you first? This is a lifestyle in marriage every married couples must learn to develop. You must learn as a spouse, whether directly or indirectly, to gain strong intimacy with your spouse. Whether they give you the opportunity or not, you must learn as a spouse to gain strong intimacy with your spouse. Yes. A marriage where there is no closeness, you don't smell alike, you don't have the same language, you don't talk alike, you don't do things together, there is no intimacy. The only thing you people know is that we are married and we have children, and you say that is happy marriage. That's not happy marriage. Having children in a marriage does not say happy marriage. It's just like telling you that the fact that you have a farm full of flowers does not mean that you have a good farm. Because that farm, if you did not work the environment, very soon fire is coming to kill all those kill all those flowers. Intimacy in marriage. Two of you can be sitting together as husband and wife on the same chair, but you are not together, you are not close. Yes. You can be lying down on the same bed, yet you are missing your spouse. You can be in the same car, but yet you are not close. You can be in the same house, yet you are not close. There is no intimacy. You can be some happy couples, but yet that feeling of bond is not there. Listen, the fact that you smile together doesn't mean you are close. Listen, the fact that you people still you eat together doesn't mean that your heart is close together. This is an area I'm talking about. That depth of closeness that is inseparable. That depth of closeness between you, it is an extraction of bond. That closeness that is no longer called closeness but referred to as a bond, an inseparable bond. Yes, that's what is called intimacy. Listen, intimacy is not just a closeness between you and your wife. Your children need intimacy. Children need, that is an area men fail. Our fathers fail, and men are failing today. You are asking me why children love their mother more than their fathers. You know why? The mothers are more intimate than the men. Men just believe their own is that wrong mentality that men have, that we have generally. I am a man. Their wrong mentality that your own is to go to the work and bring the money. The wife is to take care of yes, the woman is to take care. That's why she's more intimate with the children more than you. And you're asking why the children love their mother more than the father. And you are a man, you are watching me now, you love your mother more than your father, and yet you are not correcting it in your marriage. You see the problem? You are not correcting it in your own marriage. The same mistake your father did is what you are still doing. You don't know. You think your own is just to make money, make money, make money. Make money is good. You want to build this house for your children. You want to buy this car. Very soon, that the plan of that your house will expire. When they grow up, they will sell that house and use it to do other things. You are buying a car. You are buying a G-Wagon for your child that cannot drive. No intimacy. You can give them money, but they need intimacy. What they need more is not money, but intimacy. It's what? Intimacy. That's why when you see all those women, they will get married. They say any man that don't have money is not worthy to be a man. When they get married to the man, they begin to cry for intimacy. They begin to what? Cry for intimacy. Intimacy, closeness. It is not just the closeness of sitting in the same sitting room. It's not just the closeness of sitting in the same room. The closeness of the feelings. Communication of the house. That's why my wife, when she's telling me, she said, when she wants to talk, I must look her in the eyes. I said, my sister, that one, we need to learn it. I need to learn. And you look in the eyes. It means commitment. Because you can be with me, but you are not with me. Commitment. Look me in the eyes to make sure you are not distracted. Look me in the eyes.